Hey guys, I hope this is working. I've been having trouble to start a stream all day. Well, I tried to, obviously prepare it before I could start streaming, or before I started streaming, and then I couldn't set up the dashboard properly, and yeah. So I hope the stream is live. Yeah, so thanks Leonid Lopez for resubscribing. Unfortunately, you caught me away from the table while you did that. But yeah, thanks again. So I just need to. Oh, okay. Of course, also my palette cam, as always, is not showing. So let me just fix that. Just re-plug it. But yeah, really appreciate it. So for May, I'm definitely going to try and do the whole awesome t-shirt, isn't it? Oh, I don't know why this is so weirdly set up. Yeah, I'm going to try to get to 50 sub points. Who knows if we are going to reach it, but I'll probably do a full week of streaming. Maybe that's going to help. Alright, so I think I need a bit more light here. Camera needs to go this way. And then we need the palette cam. As always, I'm dropping frames like crazy, but it usually settles down. Okay. Cam should be fixed. Ooh. That doesn't look too professional. Okay. Yeah, I also tried to install the whole the program where it saves the settings you have for a webcam, but that also didn't work. I think it might be time to upgrade this PC. Right, today I want to go back to the Crimson Fist. I thought about maybe doing the, I don't know, it's Marine, but I just wasn't in the mood to do so. So I'm having trouble. I wanted to do this knee pad different, like do maybe checker patterns or something like that. But unfortunately, when I do the whole plasma rifle, that doesn't really show. So not even, obviously from the side it somewhat shows, but not in the how would you call it, in the best view shot, like from the front. Hey Plastic Savior. Hey Mario, obviously. How's it going, guys? Yeah, so I'm going to finish this shoulder pad today, and maybe a few details here and there, and then I'm going to start with the red. Obviously we did get quite far on the helmet. Yeah, one other thing that I have to decide is whether or not I want to keep the metallics. For some reason, I mean, it doesn't look bad.
Make the hobby great again.
Thank you, Blubbity Blub. Very kind of you. Welcome to the VIP All-Star team. No, that came out wrong. Yeah, I don't even remember my own catchphrases. Just streaming once a week. But thanks a lot for the support. Like I said, it's going to count in May. That's when we are going to try and push for the 50 sub points to get the 5 emote slots. Hey Toby Tobson, how's it going? Hey Atomic Pants. Hey Chris. Welcome back, guys. Yeah, so let's do that. Finish this area here. Maybe tone down a few areas. I kind of want to make this darker to be more in line with all the other colors back here, for example, and maybe just add tiny scratches to bring it in line with this leg. But we'll see. Right, so I need to find my blue again. Yeah, obviously the next steps are going to be painting the trims red, so I think we will be able to move into that today. And obviously the hands. Will also have to be red, so let's continue. So what's everyone else been painting since last week? Wait, does my microphone work? I think it does. Yeah, it does. Technical problems there for a second. Oh yeah, I did get a few things finally. Well, can even show that on cam. Probably going to get me banned. Yeah, so we got Candy and Nancy from banned. Nico Galaxy. Kind of looking forward to painting these in a more comic style approach. And then I do have the other two busts that I ordered. I got these. They were here kind of quickly. So the female Russian or Soviet tank driver. That's going to be fun to do something historical again. Yeah, more natural colors. And then I'm really looking forward to to doing the Queen by Life Miniatures. Whichever I'm going to do first, I haven't really decided yet. But that's going to be the next Patreon content, obviously. And then I did get some, well, not some. I did get one copy of, is it Cassius? I still don't know what his name is, but the figure's cool. It's the one that's drawing the sword, taking a step forward, and then I'm going to do a custom banner for it. And yeah, that's going to probably be the only Golden Demon entry that I'm going to be able to finish until May, because there's just too much work. And then also I want to get my, I probably said that last stream, but that one obviously didn't record on YouTube for whatever reason. I've been having trouble with YouTube streams lately. So yeah, I don't know. But that's going to be the helmet for this guy. And I want to finish him next. And then obviously the orc too. But yeah, I just want to get my releases going again, so that there is some side income. Like even if I just sell 20 copies of it, that is about 8 copies profit, and yeah, for a month that's at least a bit of an additional income. So we'll see. And maybe, even if I just sell 1 or 2 per month moving forward, I just kind of have to reactivate that whole outlet again. Every tiny bit helps. We'll start painting a detachment of Space Wolves in the old color scheme. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really found a good Space Wolves model. Well, that I really want to paint. For some reason, the new ones are for me a bit like the new Nurgle dudes. They're interesting, but they're just not they're just not appealing that much to me, unfortunately. So I'm waiting for that perfect Space Wolf model to come out to do another Evian Metal video. Right, so let's get some painting going. So much talking, oh my god. Wait. Yeah, I'm not so active in watching your streams, sorry, but I want you to stream, so I try to support you. Thanks a lot. even though you're not watching. As always, I love you, Robin. Thanks. Yeah, these guys are the next science fiction releases are obviously going to be in that universe. So yeah, I'm going to have fun with that still in the future. Okay, that's not the blue I'm looking for. I didn't think I would be painting blue today for some reason, so I put all the colors away, and now I have to put them back out again. But we're almost there. Got my rogue robot delivered today. Oh, really? What a coincidence. So how do you like it so far, or haven't you unpacked it yet? But yeah, definitely keep me updated on your progress there. With sculpting, how do you approach keeping elements symmetrical? I mean, there's a video on YouTube about it that I did. You know, if you want to watch that, that will be awesome, because let's face it, my YouTube views kind of suck. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to always complain, but I decided to take a bit of a step back with YouTube. I mean, even the podcast, the last one, did only get 640 views, so I'm kind of thinking, why am I doing it? Because, you know, all the other crap gets 10,000s of views. So why am I even trying to do something different? Yeah, but in general, just try to switch perspectives a lot. Just put it upside down, for example, is a good way. And then on top of that, I try to do everything super symmetrical. But then in the end, it's always there's always going to be a tiny bit of, you know, asymmetrical element in there, just because you are human and you're not doing it in 3D, where you can just mirror it and then, you know, just make sure one side is perfect and just mirror it. Yeah, so I'm kind of not too bothered about it. I mean, again, with faces, you definitely need to work harder, because, you know, if a face looks asymmetrical, then that is obviously not interesting, or not always interesting, and sometimes off-putting for the viewer. But yeah, in general, that's the basic steps that I do when I try to stay symmetrical. Right, so let's see. I should get myself some counter blue for whenever I paint some Crimson Fists next, because that mix I have here is basically just like counter blue. So I'm always making my life a bit harder. Let's see. I think I want a major reflection, and then maybe 2 instead of just 1, like on the other side. Is it just me, or is this a bit too dark? Unpacked looks great, thank you. So you did get it from Mr. Lee, right? Because last time we talked, he said he was going to try and find some distributors. I don't know if that is in place yet. Let's just go straight for this. Saves us a bit of time. Gotcha. Hey Ulrich. And thanks Utopia. Yeah, so if you guys want to do me a favor, I mean, obviously a lot of you are supporting me already. When people are asking for tutorials, kind of, you know, on Facebook or something like that, just copy paste them my YouTube channel. I just need to grow my viewer base somehow, and it's been going really slow. The only time I really get views is when I do the heavier than metal stuff. So I thought about just dropping all other content and just doing these videos, you know, whenever I have something finished, and I can edit a video about it, then just do that. And then maybe eventually we are going to hit critical mass, and then other videos are going to be also.
The most important thing is money.
Good gosh,
Fun.
It's one Marine. Hurry up already. Face savoring food.
Face savoring food. Hey Ian, once again, thanks a lot for your support. It's just the thing that that's about the only thing that I can paint for YouTube right now, for the streams. I mean, I said it before, I was trying to do the... Why are my paints so weird today? I was trying to do the noise marine, but it's a bit too silly right now, I think. Yeah, so those paints are really, you know, what we call chalky for some reason. Maybe I haven't mixed them, or, you know, didn't shake them enough. Maybe the whole thing is a bit too dark. I think we'll just ignore it for now and crack on, and then cover it with a second layer. And move over, or, you know, work over that with some glazes, as always. Sorry, what stuff? I don't know what I said. What did I say? Yeah, I thought about wearing t-shirts with V-cuts for the viewer count. Yeah, when it's summer again, we will do that. Right now I need to, you know, pimp out my own, or how promote my own stuff, my own t-shirts that are available for sale on Teespring. Since we are talking about selling out, you know. No, but viewer count, I mean, I'm grateful for people watching and tuning in and participating, obviously, but I have, ever since I said, okay, I can only stream once per month anyway, not once per month, once per week anyway. Everything else is unfortunately not viable. I don't care that much about viewer count anymore. So back in the days I always had the numbers on the screen. Now I only have the chat open, and everything else is not really that important. So streaming for me is a hobby. You know, it's always nice to have viewer interaction and all that, no doubt about that. But I would probably stream even if I only had 5 viewers, so because it's fun. I found out about you through Reddit. They got a massive 40k player base, baby. Yeah, I did. Hey, Adam Grant, by the way. I did post the pictures of these. I mean, the thing is, whenever I post a YouTube video, they don't really care. I think the last Heavier Than Metal video, they obviously did care about. Yeah, so I think that even got like a couple of thousand views or upvotes, right? But yeah, I definitely do post. I do post on mini painting, and I do post in the 40k and there's 240k groups, I think. Is it, or maybe it's just a general Warhammer group or subreddit, and the 40k subreddit. I definitely post there. But yeah, I mean, if you have any other suggestions on where to post on Reddit, I'm definitely up for that. I'm always trying to expand my reach, which, you know, has been very, very slow. Like I said, I don't want to always complain. I'm sad to say that, but I think the about plate reflecting is wrong. Oh my god, is it wrong? You know, like probably everything else here, because I'm just going for credible, not realistic, which, you know, who's going to say which is realistic when you can turn it around and the reflection isn't really following? But yeah, what's your problem with the reflection back there? You have inspired me to paint again, so thanks for that. Well, I'm really glad to hear that, honestly. It's always, you know, how would you say it? Whenever I go out and teach people, I don't want them, you know, to... So whenever I am at a workshop by someone else, I feel like, yeah, they're going to show me how they painted this, or how they would paint this particular thing in a certain style or with a certain technique. But that's really it. And when you look at the results, you know, obviously people are going to try to replicate it, and most of the time it's I mean, sometimes it is close, but a lot of the time it's not, and it obviously cannot be, because people are just trying to do that technique for 1 or 2 days, and the other person kind of perfected it over years. But I kind of want people to try their own approaches. Obviously, I'm always going to show how I do stuff, but I also want to switch it up. I don't want to always do glazing, and obviously sometimes I use more consistent paint, and then I use stippling and all that. I just want to show people what is out there, and I want to help them make their own decisions and find out their own approaches to painting. And obviously getting people to paint again at all is the first thing that I'm always happy to hear. Because only then can people learn again and get better, or just, you know, have fun again with painting. It's fine too. If you're just painting for the fun of it and not really want to invest too much time to researching what you can do and so on. So that's fine. Maybe if you use more non-one. Yeah, so the thing is, we have talked about that. I don't know where we talked about that, but the whole, you know, why are people like Miniac? Who is the other person? Yeah, so I mean, Uncle Adam, I don't know, Miniature. No, what's their name? Tabletop Minions. They are successful because there's not a huge skill gap, right? Miniac is not, I mean, maybe he's painting since a while, but he's not, you know, that far in his painting journey, technique wise and all that. I mean, obviously he's trying to learn and learning something with everything he does, which, you know, obviously is the way it should be. But the skill gap and the relatability is definitely a thing. So, I mean, even though I'm trying, I mean, maybe, you know, maybe my audience just naturally is tinier, because a lot of people think they cannot do that for their gaming stuff, while they have other people that they watch where they can relate a bit more, you know, that is more for gaming, or that seems to be more for gaming. I don't know, but it's certainly a thing that there's some sort or some form or something that just messes with relatability. And for the people that really want to improve, there's always, you know, people like Ben Comets, who is always the go-to hero of the painting community and so on, because he has a huge name, and there's others, you know, that won a lot more competitions. Because I've been thinking about it. I really want to go to the Games Day because it's always fun. To the Golden Demon, sorry. But every time I try to find something to paint for the Golden Demon, it feels a bit like, yeah, you know, I need to conform to the rules, and I can't really paint the way I want to paint. You know, obviously have to tone down the experimentation a lot and just paint really neat and tidy and all that, and do certain things. And I just, yeah, I don't know. Also, I really love to paint for myself and not for competitions. I find it every time I'm thinking about it. So that obviously has been a disadvantage over the years. I only ever just painted for myself and not really tried to get the, you know, crystal brush wins. And I mean, I do have 14 golden demons, but I could have, you know, at least doubled that if I went to a golden demon every year. But I only just went to like 6 or so, I think. I really want to learn from you. Your painting styles for sure, something I don't really use, layering, and I could definitely use. Yeah. Again, I hope no one feels offended. I know that everyone who is here is watching me because they get something out of it. They can learn something, you know, obviously entertainment, maybe a tiny bit. But yeah, don't get me wrong. It's more about growing an audience and reaching a lot of people. That has been hard. Oh, it's Batman again. Hello, Batman. How are you doing? But yeah, that was long-winded. But the non-oil comment definitely rings true in that regard. And I call it relatability, I guess. I think I've painted about 70 models between Marines and Necron. Do you do stuff I have never seen anyone else does? Obviously I can't apply that to my tabletop standard. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, sometimes you just want to make that hero stand out. But I mean, obviously also even if you for example, leave out a lot of these steps that I do, it can help to understand where to put your highlights. And I mean, I do for the trims. I'm definitely going to try something faster that's still going to look good. So I would never say never to, or I would not always say that it's not always applicable to gaming stuff. But yeah, in general, you definitely are right. And thanks, obviously, for the compliment. Most of the people in the community are looking to find a way to paint their army in a reasonable amount of time to feel it on the table. Exactly, yeah. Even when the painting community is growing, the big majority is all about the game, not the actual painting. That's true. Especially on Twitch, I feel like that's true. I think you just gotta suck it up, give them what they want, and win a few more golden demons, get your name back out there. Yeah, maybe, but you know, I'll also have to have fun while doing it. If I I know the way it went last time. I tried to do that, and then I quit painting for 3 years altogether because of it. So I'm hesitant to quote unquote suck it up and just do it. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. So maybe I can get my butt out to the UK in May and do something with Flickster. At least he seems to be up for it. So we will see. Okay, so I'm going to add some of that wolf gray again to the blue. And I'm also going to try and highlight the red with wolf gray this time. That's always looking interesting for some reason. But yeah, I definitely have to kind of have to cut back the YouTube content that is not appealing to people. So what I'm going to do is probably, you know, keep the Monday streams on YouTube too, and then yeah, just do stuff like the Evia Metal videos, Evia and Metal. Yeah, just do stuff that has gotten a lot of views over the years, like the basics video. But you know that it's kind of sad because the podcasts are fun, and I know that if people listened, they would get something out of it, because it's topics that they are, you know, concerned with, like competitions and all that. And you know, even if they are not directly concerned with it, like with Roman Gruber, the next podcast that I recorded, so episode 3, it's still interesting to hear what, you know, people think when they are trying to push their painting, and what's the obstacles, and what has been easy for them, and so on, and what has been more difficult. I feel like you can learn a lot from that, but you know, obviously just getting 600 views on a video that you invested a day in recording and then editing and traveling to a location in his case, and organizing the interview partners and all that, feels a bit, you know, why. I like you. I'm happy when streaming for 1 to 5 viewers who stop and hang out, chat a little bit. I want to share some painting techniques. Yeah, again, if you have the time and if it's a hobby or a possible hobby, then that's great. It just gets a bit painful when you're trying to make it work, you know, and it doesn't. Then you have to reevaluate. Most people put their highlights on with the dry brush. Even airbrush, I guess. Hey Shaitan. But yeah, I mean dry brush or airbrush. Hey Saruman. People on YouTube want the written recipe of how to paint a model, including brushes, paints, names, and mixes ratio. Yeah, I guess. I guess that is true. Not all of them, but again, a majority. And since our niche of a hobby is already pretty niche, and then it's an even smaller niche of people that want to get better at painting. So that is true for sure. So Ulrich, I didn't see what you meant. Why the highlights back here are wrong. Tell me now. Have you ever touched large statues like 1/4 scale? The biggest I want to go is 1 to 10, honestly. So about this scale. She's not really assembled, but you know, you get the idea, I guess. So that's the largest that I want to work with. It's just when you're moving into the larger scales, the application of paint just becomes quite different. Or the way just feels a lot different. To me, at least. So I feel a lot more comfortable with, smaller pieces. Let's see, I should pull down some of these highlights a bit more. Even the commissions I take, most of my customers ask me to keep it basic for the gaming table. Can you elaborate on that if the question doesn't bother you? I mean, I feel like the larger pieces, you kind of have to get into airbrushing them. And obviously the larger piece gets, the less stark your highlights are going to be, and the less intense you're going to do your highlights. I feel like, you know, a lot of what makes miniature painting unique to me gets lost with the larger scales. So sideshow collectibles and stuff like that that are larger scale, a lot of those are done quote-unquote just applying base colors and then maybe a shade. And I know people are going crazy over that on YouTube, but I think like, okay, he's just applying a base coat and then maybe just washing it once, and that stuff gets 4 million views. But to me, it's unfortunately not really, you know, I'm not having fun with it. I want to take a miniature and paint something on it, you know, do my own interpretation of what is on the table, make it my own, and not just make it, you know, as closely looking to maybe a movie. You know, I'm always thinking about, you know, maybe Marvel heroes in that regard. That's not what I'm having fun with, right? Which, again, it's perfectly fair to have fun with it, but I don't, so I want to stick to smaller scales where it actually makes a difference how much contrast you put in and so on. So I hope that explains what I mean. I feel like in the larger scales there's less room for interpretation. I guess that sums it up. Okay, so I said I'm going to pull these down a bit more. 3 colors minimum is the goal of many. That's why they follow those easy painting tutorials. Yep. I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with it, right? I just have to evaluate if my time is spent wisely on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely spent wisely if I do basic tutorials. So I'm going to try these again. And you know, keep the more advanced stuff obviously to the live stream, so people can come in and ask questions and maybe see, okay, that's maybe not too bad. Maybe I want to learn more of that, and then obviously have the Patreon where people can learn the more advanced techniques if they want to. But yeah, I really need a few teaching gigs too. So obviously teaching and private classes and all that is what's really paying the bills. So we'll see. You're welcome, Rasgaros. And yeah, just always don't feel, you know, if something doesn't make sense, or if you want me to elaborate, then always feel free. I rarely think that I don't want to answer a question, so never feel like you are bothering me or anything like that with a question. I mean, in the end, it's why I'm streaming, right? To answer people's questions and bounce off of what they are asking, and you know, maybe find something new for myself as well. It's always good to talk to people and get new opportunities and perspectives and all that. Hey, a stupid face. You don't have to call me Jesus Christ. But yeah, thank you for the compliment. But yeah, if you just found me, guys, don't forget to follow. I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm streaming on Twitch as well, so don't forget to hit that follow button. It's free, and it helps me grow. Yeah. And it keeps helping me doing this. And like I said, it's free. Hey, Slippery Squid, do you think that brush control is often overlooked in miniature painting? That is a direction of strokes. Yeah, 100%. I mean, in the end, you know, people like
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Thurcum, thanks a lot for joining the Major League. Welcome to the community. Yeah, you know, people that do a lot of stippling, for example, that is also brush control in a way, right? And a lot of people that do stippling, like Arno Lazaro, I think it's his name. He does a lot of... No, that's maybe not a good example. I'm lacking... Okay, let's not do specific examples. But people that do use a lot of stippling and texturing and all that, they still... That's a form of brush control, right? You are controlling the pixels that you put down with your brush. And then later... Oh my god. And then later... Let me just finish that. Later you glaze over that, right? And the way you apply that glaze, it's like a filter. Yeah. I don't know. Wow. Thank you, Leonid Lopez, for those five gifted subs. I really appreciate it. So we are at 19 sub points. So I mean, like I said, I didn't want to push all that hard for subs this month, since in May is when it's going to count, just to get to 50. But thanks again, Leonid. Kappa. So yeah, welcome Commander Q3 and Karak and Katawirek and T-Baggins and Nitramka. say thanks to Leonid Lopez. And thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. It's not, I don't take it for granted, you know, since again, I can't really stream a lot more than once a week, and I'm not expecting anyone to sub really. But yeah, we do get, we do have a new emotes. Where is it? This one. So I find funny, you know. Do with it whatever you want to do. And if you don't find it funny, well, at least I do. But yeah, so when we are pushing for emotes in May, I'm definitely open to doing, or I'm definitely open to suggestions for additional emotes. Those are obviously just the ones that I had for the larger, not larger, for the higher tiers. For the higher tier subs, and I pushed those down to the second emote slot that opened up. Gamesworkshop's taking all my money with Shadow Spear. So that's funny. There's a lot of, well, first of all, well, there you go. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you, Leonid, for gifting yet another sub. Very kind of you. We need more hype going on in the chat, guys. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do the whole hype game. I am not a flickster. Yeah, so that box, obviously I kind of want to, I really like a few of them. I'm not saying, you know, not jumping onto the bandwagon of bashing the new designs for the Space Marines, but that has caused a lot of a lot of controversy. All the Call of Duty memes. Yeah, it's an interesting direction that they are pushing Space Marines into. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was really happy about the release of the Primaris Marines because they finally felt a bit more true scale and a bit less squatting. So yeah, it's going to be interesting what they're going to do with the Space Marines moving forward. Now I have to resub for the next month. There you go, being pressured into giving the streamer money. Good job, Leonid. eBay Pro painted, yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, it's a nice meme. And it was missing on the Twitch community, painting community. Always needs more memes. And this is so relaxing to watch. I'm really glad. Wait. Is it Anonymous? Thank you for your comment. And welcome. So I'm just trying to establish a bit more light here. I'm going to keep this larger reflection, not reflection, but shade here, and this one here. And then just have the larger reflection up here. I think that's good. Good enough. So we're going to move into shading in a second here. Just going to maybe pull that one highlight down. But yeah, that's kind of what I mean, you know. Obviously when I was talking about the larger scales. Obviously, none of that reflection pattern is really there in the volumes, in the sculpted volumes, but that's just my interpretation of how maybe a larger surface like that would catch light and reflect light and all that. I feel like you can't really have that with the larger scales, where you are just basically putting color on the larger areas, and you don't have to exaggerate reflection patterns and all that too much, because the actual size and is casting shadows. Yeah, so I mean it's almost 1:4, for example, is really close to reality already, and obviously you have these shadows that it's casting, and you don't have to over exaggerate them. Over exaggerate? Well, you know what I mean. If you're going to Adepticon, I'll show you how to use your bot commands. It's very simple. Yeah, I do have bots. It's just it always times out, and since I'm only streaming once a week, I kind of forget to reactivate it and all that. So yeah, it does have a hype command, but it doesn't run at the moment. Also, Adepticon is not in my budget, probably not for the next 2 years. Since going to the US kind of would have to be tied in with teaching so that I can at least make back the travel costs. Unfortunately, I don't even know if I can go to the scale model challenge this year, because I need to cut down on traveling costs. Unless for some reason the Patreon starts to take off majorly by, what is it, October, I think. That's when the scale model challenge is. How would you approach Grey Knight Paladins in your style? Wait, Paladin? Are these... What's the Paladins? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. Is it the Space Marine sized ones, or is it the one with the quote-unquote baby carrier? But yeah, in general, what I would do is I would just start with a Terminators. Yeah, okay. So I was thinking correctly. I would start the way I do my non-metallic metal, but move really high with the would start really high or really light with the gray, and then only do certain areas darker, but sort of like I'm trying to keep a lot of blue here in the midtones, like here. My midtone would be a silver gray, so really light gray, and then do my lights in white and just shade it down a little bit so that it keeps that silver midtone. Yeah, and then otherwise I would just do the same. Could be, maybe I should do that. Paint something in Grey Knight, in a Grey Knight scheme. I just don't really like the models, and right now I have bought too much already. Yeah, but like I said, it's all about keeping the mid-tone color, in this case the blue, alive, and then just creating the illusion of shadows and highlights. Definitely would do it like that. I'm just thinking I should probably somewhat mimic this reflection here on the side, so do that maybe here and do that here. Yeah, we'll do that. Just to frame it, and then we're going to move into the reds, I think. Exclamation mark hype. Let's see. I'm going to run the bot. It's probably timed out, and I will have to put in, you know, log in my bot account and all that. So I don't necessarily want to put time into that right now. Said it can stay today. Catch you on your next stream. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time. It's expensive when you come from another country. It's more like coming from another continent. That's really a problem. Update now. No.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's not really. It's not running at the moment, or I would have to reconnect and all that. The Royal Ham. Have I seen you in other channels? I think I did. Other painting channels. Thanks for joining the Major League. Welcome to the community. But yeah, one thing that happened, I developed some, you know, when you're getting older, your glass, is it called glass body? The thing in your eye that keeps the eye, you know, from deflating. Sometimes it shrinks when you're getting older, and you're seeing these dots that are moving with your vision. I've had that develop during the last few months. That has been really, I mean, first of all, obviously it's a psychological thing. When that is, it's sort of like a tinnitus, like the ringing in your ear. It's kind of similar, because you always have it in your vision, especially when you focus up close. So that has been a bit of a psychological. Well, let's put it that way. It hasn't helped feeling great, seeing that all the time. So right now I'm trying to ignore it, and sometimes it helps or it works better, and sometimes it doesn't. So when painting, it's always kind of visible, but since I have a darker background, it's not that much of a problem, and most of the time I can ignore it. But that has been developing, so that has been kind of annoying. Really didn't expect to get something like that, but I guess it's better than, you know, deteriorating vision. You know, knocking on wood, I don't have that so far. Converting some Grey Knights to paladins using Age of Sigmar models. I'll contact you later to show you some pictures. Oh yeah, for sure. Also, since you are a subscriber, and I always keep forgetting, so sorry if I'm doing that, if I have already told you and you're already there, but you can join the Discord. The Patreon only Discord is also open for subscribers, so definitely make sure everyone who's subscribed and has been gifted a sub to connect your, you know, Discord, or connect your Twitch to Discord, and go on and join my server. So you do get access to the PDFs, to the Patreon PDFs that way too. Yeah, obviously you can always send me everything on Patreon, and also, you know, put it in the on the Discord. Wait, no, sorry, you can always contact me on the Discord, and also put your stuff into the Discord server, like gallery or work in progress, so whatever you fancy. Obviously you don't have to, but it's always an option for subscribers on Twitch. I've been slowly following a ton of miniature painters. Oh yeah, I have seen you in another channel. Yeah, I guess it's a thing, right? When you follow one of them, you kinda see them host others too, and you find people whose style you enjoy and so on. So there's a lot of people to follow, and a lot of new stuff to discover. What's the theme now? The theme is why you still haven't told me what's wrong. Wait, oh, wrong button. You still haven't told me what's wrong with the backside of my marine. That's the theme. Okay. I feel like it doesn't even need the glazing that I did over here. I think I nailed it pretty much. So let's just do the shading, like I said, and then move into move on to the red tones. Also, I definitely have to come up with some idea for the freehands, for the chapter badge and markings. See, might have to do something here too. Yeah, always, I mean, I've been thinking about just using decals, but I kind of also it's basically the same thing as with larger scales. Painting the freehands myself feels just fun, even though, you know, obviously some people have said you could just use decals and try to paint over that, but it's not as much fun as painting the freehands myself. Oh, you are already in my Discord. Okay, sorry, I'm really bad with remembering. Also, I think I would probably go mental if I remembered where everyone is already, you know, joined and followed and all that. Speaking of, don't forget to check out my social media stuff below the stream, guys. And like I said, it helps a ton to grow those followships. Followships? Is that a thing? Followerships. Yeah, obviously, you know, to get new partners on board and people. I mean, people in general, just like large numbers. That's how it is. Okay, so gradually building those, just like the way we highlighted. I'm just building those shade colors. If you like what I'm converting, I'll gladly send you one for you. Oh yeah, so who was it? Ether Miniatures, they sent me, or he sent me, or at least the guy behind Ether Miniatures sent me a Squig Hopper. I definitely want to paint that one. So yeah, a lot of people have been, you know, very, very kind, because usually what I need is just a single miniature of something, and that way I don't have to buy boxes. That has helped a lot lately. So I would definitely not say no to a Grey Knight, you know, quote unquote donation. I did, but you didn't read it. the leg indicate that the highlight has to be on the right side? Would it? I don't know. It's they are not facing in the same direction, right? This is facing downwards at this angle, and this is facing upwards at this angle. So no, I don't think I agree. Other than it would probably not make any difference at all if I put the highlight here and then the dark here. Probably wouldn't make a lot of difference. In the end, it just has to look credible. What are my ideas? Do I have a delay today? No, not that I know of. Maybe a tiny bit. I don't know. Shouldn't be. Oh, don't worry, Rascaros. I was talking to Leonid, who said he might send me a converted one. Don't worry. I'm not saying, you know, everyone should send me free stuff. That's not what I was trying to imply. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that a tiny bit darker. What are my ideas for the freehand? I'm just going to do the chapter, obviously the fist and the circle. And over here I'm just going to do, I think maybe the same thing that I did for the yellow marine. We'll see. Something on this side. And then I also thought about doing square patterns here. Maybe I'll do squares. No, then that would take away from the highlighting. I don't know. I will decide spontaneously, and then if whatever comes up. Yikes. Okay. Okay, do some dark lining here. So that the highlight next to it is even, or appears even lighter. Sort of the same effect that we have when edge highlighting. If you want to paint a calendar of mine for the stream and return it, I'm up for it 100%. Yeah, I have. I usually don't do commissions, but Mayfus is going to send me a Sanguinius, and obviously that's going to be content for. We'll see. Some streams definitely for you for Patreon, but I'll try to probably do some things on stream too. But like I said, I usually don't do commissions because I can't really pick what I'm painting that way. I can't really control the content the way I want it to be, you know, or yeah, I can't really control the content that way. I mean, not that it's bad to paint commissions. But sometimes I just feel like, okay, and also since I'm always taking my patrons' requests into the content, that gets a bit hard sometimes. When someone wants you to paint something a certain style, and then, you know, maybe that has been done on Patreon like last month or so, and then that that gets complicated. Okay. Let me just quickly fix a few things. Are we doing that? I feel like we can do that off cam, or maybe next stream to just finish these things. I want to try, like I said, to do the red and highlight it with this gray. So this is going to be my global highlight color. It's a colder highlight, obviously, and yeah, that should look interesting. And now I'll shade it with the nightshade purple too. It's going to look interesting, pretty sure. Let's see if that is a good color. Also, obviously going to do the hand in that color. I think it's a good crimson color. The status of the Medusas is as they were on stream last time. Finished converting them, but I have not even base coated them so far. I just kind of lost interest. Obviously they were a golden demon entry, but I don't have the time to do a squad, I realized. So maybe next, maybe for the German one, maybe for the German golden demon. We'll see. Yeah, I think that red looks really good. So we might, or we will, I will definitely use it for the shoulders. Is there any miniature you would love to get your hands on? So right now, that's a bit of a tough question because I have. So this one was the one that I really wanted to paint lately. Kind of tough question. I'm pretty happy about what I have at the moment. So I have this one, then I have another historical bust, and then obviously the two Nico Galaxy figures. Let's do it like that. Yeah, so Nancy and obviously Candy for a more comic approach, a more faster, fun approach. So I'm pretty happy about, you know, what I have at the moment. Obviously I have stuff that I want to paint for the Golden Demon. So this Cassius, is it Cassius? Someone correct me. I keep forgetting his name. Yeah, that's going to be the next Golden Demon entry that I'm going to try to finish. Other than that, pretty happy. If you asked me 2 months ago, I would probably say Mortarion is one thing that I want to paint, but that is not in my budget at the moment. What else? No, pretty happy at the moment. Probably forgetting something by a more lesser known manufacturer. But no, really honestly, I can't really think about anything right now. I mean, obviously, for example, Hush by Chris Clayton. So some classics that are out of print at the moment, or will never have a rerun. But that's also more like, yeah. I'm not crying about not having them. Let's put it that way. Right, so let's do the trim too. carefully. Trying not to touch anything below. And other than that, I'm really looking forward to painting more of my own stuff, honestly. I mean, obviously I am sculpting those miniatures the way that I feel like would be interesting to paint, so I'm thinking about myself too, I guess. Yeah, really looking forward to painting my own stuff at the moment. So this one I'm really looking forward to paint, obviously the female version, and then the next thing that I want to put out is this guy. He's currently lacking the teeth. He looks a bit weird without the teeth, but I already separated them for the actual casting. So yeah, this is going to be, obviously it's probably going to be a bit cheaper than the Rogue Robot, since he's a bit smaller, I want to say. We'll see about casting costs. But just stuff like that, I'm really looking forward to paint. I'm going to have 2 of them made, and I'm just going to paint the first one in some orange, yellow, black scheme as a box art, and then I'm probably going to give them either a mohawk or an afro or something like that, and just customize it. So I technically want this to be an academic bust that people can go a bit crazy on conversion wise. So yeah, really looking forward to paint my copy. So yeah, I would really say I'm kind of happy with what I have at the moment. It's fine, I never expected you to say yes anyway. That would be too easy. Do you have to buy stuff, or are they presents? No, I was buying it, but like I said, it sets me up for the next content. Obviously, I have my Golden Demon stuff. Then I have a historical bust, and then yeah, this thing that is a bit more, you know, science fiction again, and offers a lot of room for textures and freehand. So that's going to take a while, and then I have to decide which of the Nico Galaxy things I'm going to paint. By the way, check them out if you want to. Nico Galaxy miniatures or minis on Facebook. They are really good. Yeah, so I bought these. Obviously, that was a bit of an investment. But yeah, that's going to be the next video content. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not. I didn't mean to invoke the impression that I'm constantly getting gifted miniatures, which again I am not asking for, but people help me out, like I said, with, for example, that Squig Hopper. Obviously I wanted to paint one of them because they're fun, but paying 25 euros for a box when I'm just painting one is a bit of an overkill. So yeah, that's where people have been helping me out. Obviously these things cost like 3 times that. And yeah, I don't plan to buy anything else during the next months. Probably not for a year, unless Games Workshop releases something that I really want to paint for a Golden Demon. Speaking about the Golden Demon, they said that the Tidecaster, or that I think there's 2 Tidecasters, but the one that has this, not the one with the squid, but the one that has this fish swimming around him, is the next miniature for, oh my god, for Paint Master, the Paint Master category. And unfortunately I'm going to have to skip that one. I really don't like it. But yeah, I was looking forward to competing in the Paint Master section, but that miniature just doesn't ring a bell for me, or you know, doesn't ring my bell. What about the new Black Legion miniatures? Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, that's maybe, you know, one of those occasions where I'm saying, yeah, I definitely would want to paint one Black Legion Chaos Space Marine, but I would probably not get the box for that. So but for an Eviad and Metal video, for example, that would be interesting. So we'll see. Maybe I can ask the Games Workshop manager here if they have a spare one, which, you know, sometimes they have, but it's not a regular thing. And by spare one, I mean a single Marine, not the box. Hey Snick. Oh, I forgot that. I forgot to announce that I'm streaming. Well, tough luck. How many brushes do you have usually in reserve? Right now I don't have any of the ones that I'm using. So I need to maybe buy a backup Raphael size 1 in case this one fails, but it doesn't look like it does anytime soon. Still looks good. I do have a couple of Da Vinci's. That would probably serve as backup brushes for a while at least. Yeah, I do have a couple, I mean like 5 or so, but obviously they're not my favorite brushes. Yeah, I guess that one could work for a while. It's the more expensive Series 11. And I do also have one Winsor & Newton. Oh, there it is. That would work for a while. But typically when there's when my brushes are dying, I just order one backup from Jackson Art, which, you know, I do have an affiliate link, by the way, below the stream. I tend to get my models from eBay secondhand. Yeah, that's true. I have been doing that a lot. I mean, obviously this one, since I can't get it in my country, since it's UK, and I think there's some other country that they ship it to, but I can get it in mine. The Conquest magazines. I do that too. Which one did I get? Oh yeah, I did get those. A bunch of Siege stuff on eBay. That's a good idea. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I could probably just order. I'm guessing they're going to come in like 3 or 5 packs of the Black Legion. That's true. That's what I'm probably going to do. I really can't afford new models from Games Workshop out of the box. You mean like the complete box? Yesterday you realized the importance of a good tip. What did happen? What happened there? Yeah, that's true. The better you tip, the more stuff you can do with the same brush. Since you do have a reservoir in these, but they still keep a really awesome tip. You can also paint for a long time, and that, yeah, just for me that's really important when I don't have to dip the brush into paint a lot, and I can just keep going. Right, let's yeah, let's try something here. So this should turn everything a bit pink. But a bit of pink is fine. Complete sets like 5 warriors. Yeah, I got it. I gotcha. Hey, ADC. How's it going? Just normal painting, I changed the brush and it was like 400% more easy. More precision, for sure. Got 20 from eBay for 16 bucks for 10. So I paid less than the full price for 10. Oh, I see, yeah. But were those painted? Did you have to get rid of the paint? Guess I want to focus on these edges right now. Just make them a bit lighter. So this is, like I said, a bit of pink, almost like a salmon color. Just want to keep the highlights a bit colder. And then we're going to work on some patterns in those reflections. There's some reflection patterns in those. Shoulder guard edges. Just glued together. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean that's still pretty good. So at least you didn't have to bother getting rid of ugly base coats. Right, just getting this out of the way. More of a subtle highlight. And you can see that it's enough. Really changes the appearance. Going to intensify that and some places. I know that feeling when I get my first 8404 after spending too many times on Games Workshop. That was a liberation. Yeah, that's true. I did paint with bad brushes for probably the first 3 years of my painting, and then when I found Raphael brushes, oh my god, that was such a difference. Where am I painting? I'm not painting on cam. Okay, did I miss anything? Making sure everything is covered. Maybe I mix a bit more of that color. Kind of a pain since I like to paint them piece by piece. Oh, I see. Okay, so I can get more detail out of them. Yeah, so I'm trying to paint them as assembled as possible, but you know, in this case, I also made sure that not everything is glued together, as you can see. Hey John, what a unique spec marine color. I'm sorry about this. Do you have a favorite own paint job? Not really, since every paint job I finish, I feel like, you know, there's too many mistakes still. That, you know, but you could spend hours after hours trying to fix those. Or, you know, paint something else and try something new again. So I don't really have a paint job that I really like or that I find is my best one. I do like the old crude collector that I did, but there's a lot of areas, like for example the skin of the mount, that I don't really like. Yeah, so kind of difficult question. I mean, I do like how my Rogue Robot turned out. I still kind of like how what is it? Broken turned out, but those were, yeah, paint jobs that I found just, you know, I kind of wanted to finish them quickly, and there's still lots of room to make them better. So yes, I'm kind of weird like that. See, I don't want to go too light, I guess. Some of these corners, it's fine to paint a bit brighter. Do you know many miniatures you finished last year? Oh, how many? No, I don't know. No idea. I don't really keep books of anything, you know, obviously. People always, or you know, ask a lot of the time, how much time did you put into that, this or that miniature, and I just can't answer it because obviously a lot of the time I'm streaming. So I don't have a feeling for how much time went by. And even if I'm not, I just put on like Netflix and binge watch something, and then the hours fly by and I completely lost track of how much time I put into this. Is the small airbrush? Nope, I don't use an airbrush. Never. I don't use an airbrush because I'm too lazy. I don't want to clean it. This is all brush work. I'm not even base coating my miniatures with airbrush. Just use rattle cans. I really like how that turns out. It's maybe a bit too steep in some areas. Thank you, Valorium. Right, how are we doing this? So I'm going to keep some red here, then we go dark. Maybe we can do a highlight here. Yeah, also for me airbrush is not that, I mean, I'm only painting single miniatures, so that's a bit different from when you want to get a lot of painting done. Then an airbrush helps a lot. But for me it's more about having fun with the brush and, you know, exploring the volumes of a miniature and all that. And yeah, for me it just works better with a brush. Again, since I'm only painting single miniatures, I can get away with that easily. And spend more time on transitions and all that. Let's see, do we need a secondary light here? Maybe. Can always paint over it again. Let's put one here. Guess we can focus more on this edge. Hey, howdy. I always forget it's Monday. Yeah, I don't know the days of the week either anymore. Just work all the time, edit all the time. And yeah. Dread the end of the month coming closer. Just going a bit faster and loose here. Should not take too long. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, obviously, just shoot. That's what the stream is for. Hey Obscuriton, still got the Patreon stuff for Twitch subs. Yeah, the Twitch Prime and Tier 1 subs do get access to the Patreon PDFs. Yep. Via Discord, of course. So if you subscribe, then you need to connect your Discord, and then you can download them from the channel that is designated as Twitch subs only. Okay. Let's see, just finish work on this area.
Make
the hobby
great again.
Slippery Squid, thank you for subscribing. Oh, Twitch Prime, I was going to say, don't, you already support me so much on Patreon since such a long time. Are you sure you want to do this? But yeah, thanks a lot, appreciate it. Again, if you have a spare Twitch Prime, why not, you know, try it out and get the Patreon PDFs and check that out. It's I think it's a good bargain, you know. I think there's like 5 of them on there right now, so definitely a bargain. Oh, look at that, all the hype. I have a free Twitch Prime. Yeah, through Amazon, yeah, exactly. That's what I did too. Or that's why I do have Amazon Prime, since I said I'm going to subscribe to someone anyway each month. Yeah, that way.
Make
why
the
not?
hobby
great again.
But yeah, thanks Slippery Squid. Thank you Obscuriton. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate the support. And like I said, wait, now we are 3 points away from 25, which would give us a 3rd emote right now. I mean, I'm just saying. But yeah, in May, when it's possible to unlock 5 emote slots, that's when it counts. That's when I'm going to need your help, guys.
Great again.
Thank you, Shaitan. Oh my god, all the hype, guys. Yeah, don't forget, we do have a new Leonidas the hype machine in here. We do have a new emote already, so I'm also looking forward to your suggestions on what we can do for the next emotes. But yeah, thanks again, Shaitan. Very generous of you. Thank you. So that's, yeah, I mean, if we get one more, just putting it out there, that's going to unlock the next slot right away. Right. So, yeah, I just want to move a bit higher. Well, first of all, I think this needs another highlight here. Oh, thanks again, Leonid Lopez, and welcome, John Ninas. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are crazy, Mr. Leonid Lopez. Thanks for the huge support today. So yeah, that means we're at 25, and that unlocks another emote slot. Which means I need to come up with something for that slot. But yeah, thanks a lot. Again, I really appreciate it. I don't take it for granted because, like I said, I can only stream once a week. I know that is not a lot. But yeah, everyone that, you know, has been gifted a sub or that has subscribed, make sure that you're going to the Discord, connect your Twitch to Discord, and check out the Patreon PDFs. I promise you they're worth it.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You guys are crazy today. Thank you, Barking Their Art. Welcome to the community.
Nice to meet you.
Hey,
Oh
I'm
my
not
god, guys,
surprised,
what's going on?
motherfuckers.
Pay to win. Wait, Alex Perry? Thanks a lot. And I think it was Barking. No. Who was that? Sorry, I missed you following, but thanks a lot for all the follows, guys. You're breaking the streamer today. Can't keep up with all the follows. Hey, Barking, once again. Right, so I just want to go a bit lighter. I'm not going to cover as much. Or am I? Maybe I am. Yeah, I think that looks good. Just adds that tiny bit of white that's giving us the impression of light reflecting here. It's going to get a tiny bit darker, so maybe 1 or 2 layers more. But yeah, when paint is drying, obviously it's going darker a bit. Another hobby meme. Yeah. I mean, I do have that one, but I don't know if that is, you know, a good meme. Or if a kappa would be better. But yeah, I can drop that one down for now until we come up with something better. Give me just a second, guys. Jinx. And thank you. That looks awesome. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. I kind of like the way the global highlight works out so far. You know, I highlighted this with gray, wolf gray, obviously, this here, and the red with wolf gray too, and it works out pretty good. Just going to shade it. So I'm going to add a tiny bit of the what's it called, nightshade purple. And then we'll see how that turns out, but it should, you know, push the contrast even more, so that way I don't have to go too light on the highlights. But yeah, I'll be back in a second, guys. Whoop. Sorry for that. Slippery Squid has the right idea. Right. So let's do the last highlights here on the red. Okay, that ended up being a bit harsh, but I guess we can tone it down in the or you know, at the end. Obviously, the smaller some areas get, the harder it is to put the right amount of highlights. So I'm probably going to clean that up with the magnifying glass later. Just putting highlights everywhere. Okay. Alright, so but it's more important here. Yeah, not to sound like a broken record, but thanks again, guys. The emotes are why I tried to push for partner initially. Obviously, ever since they made affiliate available or eligible for subscriptions, that was not that much of a focus anymore. Since obviously I would never get the numbers. Because that's just not the way that I stream, or that I can stream with that huge focus on entertainment. Yeah, that's just, you're just always going to have a hard time not focusing on that, or getting partnered not focusing on that. So yeah, now the opportunity with at least 5 emotes arises, and I'm really glad that you people are helping me out achieving that, since in the end 5 emotes is better than just 1 for sure, even though we will never get partnered. So that's a good goal and a good place to be in. Right, so like I said, maybe this is a bit rough back here. It's probably going to need some cleanup, but first I want to apply all highlights and also apply the shade before I go back in and clean, because maybe the shades are too wide or there's not enough room, so then I have to go back and tone some highlights down anyway, and so on. Sorry, can't stay long. Came in to press the like button for you. Thank you, Konaman. Thank you for popping in. Right. Guess just these secondary highlights also look really interesting. Don't want to separate every element too much from each other, like that. Do you sometimes get stiff eyes? No, not really. So when I'm not painting on stream, I do use my magnifying glasses, and that helps a lot with eye strain. Like I said, lately I developed these glass body artifacts that are just a tiny bit annoying, but you know, just comes with age. Sometimes I can really avoid those, but I never really have eye strain, you know, knocking on wood. Hopefully that's going to stay. It's going to stay that way. I'm usually having neck problems more than anything, especially if I don't do a lot of sports in between sessions. Okay, so yeah, I really like how that's turning out. Guess we can do a little bit more up here. Another question is, I really like it that way, but I really think also we still need that shadow, so maybe we'll start more subtle. Take this red and just put a tiny bit of nightshade purple in, and just make a few areas really intense or really dark, because you know, obviously intensity is more tied to pure colors and not shadows or highlights. Yeah, I guess it looks like I'm going to have to go back in and at least bring out the edges again, doing this. Some of that stuff gets covered. Alright, so here I think I can go darker. Yeah, just really increases contrast. I really like that. Are you thinning your paints with water? Yeah, just water. Don't really need anything else. Every time I tried a medium, I just felt like, okay, that's just going to add a tiny bit of yeah, complexity to my painting that I really didn't need, and that didn't really give me any benefit. Okay, let's go back one step. Work on this again. Maybe tone down a few highlights here. work on some mid-tones again. What color are you thinking for the holster and belt? I think I'll just do black. It could be overall a tiny bit dark. I mean, the problem is I would probably go for a brown, but I already did brown for the last Marine that I did, so I don't know, maybe switch it up. We'll see. I want to do black and
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
do some evil freehands here, just, you know, Imperial markings. Bertix23, thanks for joining the Major League. Welcome to the community. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, honestly. And I think I'll redo the eagle in non-metallics too. Just feels more natural. I don't know, the metallics kind of don't work with all that reflective material, I think. Yeah, leather utility pouches, I guess. I mean, so the thing is, Space Marines are kind of supposed to be these knights almost. These future knights in really thick armor and just very archaic gear. So I kind of get it. I just probably would. I just would get rid of those pouches altogether, I guess. But yeah, I really don't know why they're taking that design approach. So yeah. To me, they don't fit into, like I said, what a Space Marine is at all. But since they're there, I'll just accept it for what it is. Yikes. Yeah, that's gonna stay. Boo. Let's paint over that quickly. Could do carbon fiber effect. Interesting, yeah. Yeah, I'll think about that. Could be a tiny bit too small. I mean, if it were a Gold Demon entry, I'd think about it. Here, I'm just probably going to cheat my way out of it by using some black and not caring too much about, you know, making it super, how would you call it, realistic or in line with what would be used. So just not gonna break a sweat about it. Yeah, of course I definitely forgot to paint this red, so that's going to be a bit of a pain afterwards, but what can you do? Are you talking about the stomach plates? No, not talking about the stomach plates. I'm not sure what you are referring to. I said I'm going to redo the eagle in non-metallic, if that was what you meant. Other than that, the pouches here and the holster and all that, yeah, haven't really come up with a color yet that I'm going to do them in. That was what we were talking about. I think these edges can go higher a bit since they're further up. yeah, so that gives us the subtle metallic effect since we have a lot of black, well, almost black. The nitrogen purple is not really black, but gives us similar effect without being pure black. Yeah, I think I like that. So let's go darker on all the other areas that I haven't touched yet, like here. We don't use leather stuff in the military now. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I kind of just have taken it for what it is. And there's a lot of stuff that you could, you know, lose your marbles over in the Games Workshop approach to do stuff. Yeah, guys, don't forget to follow if you're new. Helps me out, and you'll get notified when I'm back online and so on. You can always also ask questions if you want to. That's the purpose of the stream. Huh, I feel like that is too opaque. Just want to get rid or get my midtones out again. Yeah, I think that turned out too opaque. So let's glaze over that and maybe bring out the highlights a bit again. Probably just gonna keep it for now. Right, just some red back into the midtones. See you later, Saruman. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you. See you next week. Yeah, so I would say I'm almost done with the red. I kind of should do this area down here, but might as well do it right now. Careful not to destroy too much while we paint it up. Up there, probably did the same here. No, actually, did these give this one pass? All right, yeah, I think again I like the contrast. What else can we do? Might as well finish these parts. So just quickly going to try and find good highlight pattern here. Oh yeah, these are also going to be fun, just painting those details. Alright, so this is probably not going to be visible much. Yeah, we can kind of skip that element, just put a casual highlight here. Hey, the Moody.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Stubert21, thanks for joining the Major League. Welcome to the community. And thanks again to Moody. Nice stream, glad I found you. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I think I'll hop off. Kinda feels, I don't know, unspectacular to go back to the blue. Probably going to finish the blue off cam and then do something else for the next stream. One thing that I'm kind of worried about is, then again, it's probably a different material, huh? But yeah, the reds on the helmet look a bit more intense than the reds on here actually. But I kind of want to say this is painted markings, while this is actually just red metal almost. We'll see. We'll see how it looks in the end. Maybe it looks crap. We will see. I don't know. But yeah, thanks a lot for all your support. Thanks a lot for all the subscriptions, all the follows. I really appreciate it. Like I said, don't take it for granted. Yeah, if you are new, don't forget to follow. If you want to check out my in-depth tutorials, definitely go check out my Patreon. It's below my stream on Twitch, or you know, just patreon.com/Treverin. It's actually visible up there. Boom. Yeah, just also supporting with $1 helps a lot. Gives you access to the Discord if you want to post your work in progress stuff and get feedback on it. It's a good opportunity. I actually do that. I don't know a lot of patrons that do it, other than some YouTubers. So yeah, good opportunity, and it helps me out a ton. Increases all those numbers, and you know, helps me create the content and keep streaming and all that. Thank you, Leonid Lopez, for bringing it up. Yeah, thanks again, especially Leonid, for all those gifted subs, for pushing me over the, what is it, 3 emote mark. And yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, guys, and see you next week. Bye bye.